Question: what does this have in common with this? And this? All will be revealed. I'm going to explain it to you. But before we get started, do me a favor, mash that subscribe and like button, because Mr. YouTube likes it when he knows that people are actually watching my nonsense. Much obliged. Thank you. I appreciate all the subscribers and people who watch. Now, what Stevie's, cut to the chase, what Stevie's arranging innovation was to put a unison shout chorus in the middle of a #1 pop record. And let's define the terms. A shout chorus has been a thing in jazz bands probably since the 30s, at least since the 30s, maybe before. And especially with big bands. It was a staple of Count Basie and Duke Ellington and all those guys. And in a nutshell, a shout chorus is a section of a tune where they might be playing, say it's Count Basie and he's got a vocalist and they're playing just a standard song. The shout chorus comes in about 2/3 of the way through. It's after the singer's been singing. You may have had a sax solo, a piano solo. This is the thing that's really to lift the energy all the way up. And what it is it's like a written out solo. Imagine like a guitar solo from a 70s rock record was, you know, the energetic highlight of most of those records. Imagine that written out and played by all the horns. And it's big energy. And there's an equivalent to it in Cuban music that I particularly enjoyed, and it's called the mambo. And it's not the Arthur Murray mambo that ballroom dancers learned. That I don't know where they got that. But the mambo in Cuban music is the same kind of thing. It's a written out part that showcases the horn section and the arranging chops of the writer, and it can be mighty and awesome, and it usually is in the hands of you know, Duke Ellington and Count Basie and the best Cuban bands. It just tears the roof off the sucker when it's done right, you know. Now, also a thing that happened that influenced Stevie was the advent of jazz fusion in the late 60s, early 70s mostly, when you had Mahavishnu Orchestra, Weather Report, Herbie Hancock and his Headhunters group, and especially Chick Corea and Return to Forever. What those guys did is they started writing some incredible ensemble parts that were meant to be played by the whole group, usually in unison. Incredibly difficult passages that you're just amazed that all those guys are nailing these wild, incredible licks all at the same time. And unison, when you've got a whole bunch of musicians playing the same thing, it becomes very powerful. It could be just even a simple part, but you multiply that with a bunch of instruments and it gets very, very big. And that's been around for ages because, you know, Ludwig van Beek knew the power of unison when he wrote this. That's unison. There's no chords there. It's just boom, gets your attention. Another way to explain the shout chorus is it's a tootie. No. Good golly, Miss Molly. Not that kind of tootie. Tootie is an Italian term. We get almost all our musical terms from the Italians.
The Italians, of course. Always the Italians.
It means everybody, literally. But tutti is where the whole ensemble or orchestra or band or whatever is playing generally in unison, although it can be harmonized. But it's, you know, we get almost all of our musical terms from the Italians. If you're a musician, you're halfway to learning Italian. You know?
I mean, watching Italian opera.
Sforzando, molto allegro, pianissimo, piccolo, fortissimo, andante, allegro, piccolo, tutti. So this was going on. Chick Corea in particular, in Spain, took it up a notch. His song Spain, he did a shout chorus that got the entire group involved, including the bass player. Usually the shout choruses in jazz, the rhythm section just charged ahead, just plunking away, just, you know, grooving and swinging hard, but just doing the same part they'd been doing the whole tune, playing the changes and just, you know, just grooving. In Chick Corea's band, and the other ones, the whole band is playing in unison. So the shout chorus, if you will, the mambo of Chick Corea's song Spain goes like this. And I know that Stevie was influenced by this. He was into it very much. His band, you can find on YouTube. You can see him. Sometimes he and his band will play Chick Corea Spain in concert. And his song "Contusion" on Songs in the Key of Life was directly an homage to what Chick was doing with the Return to Forever at the time. In fact, one of the coolest concerts I ever saw was in 2013, Stevie's House Full of Toys concert. He played Songs in the Key of Life in its entirety, and he had every guest you could imagine, including Chick Corea, who played on Contusion. And at the after party, I got to talk to Chick for a minute, and I said that must have been so cool, because obviously Stevie wrote that song as a tribute to what you were doing with Return to Forever. And his eyes got big, and he said, "I know." And he had a ball playing that with Stevie. They were friends, mutual admirers. So Stevie started incorporating that kind of two-handed swagger into his arrangements. And he put them into "Did I Hear You Say You Love Me?" And also in "Do I Do," he built it into the chorus. Right? But the full-blown, straight-ahead unison shout chorus that he put into a tune was Sir Duke. And that was fitting, especially because the whole song is an homage to Duke Ellington and the whole world of jazz. He names Basie and Miller's That Jameau and the King of Waltz, Sir Duke, right? There's just something very cool about groups playing something that's takes a lot of chops to play, and nailing it all at the same time and doing it in a way that's tight. It's exciting. The musicians like it. The audience likes it. It's exciting. It's very cool. In Cuban music, when I was doing the last album that I did in Havana, which was Mambo Rama Directamente al Mambo. I incorporated that into a couple of songs, and I'll just play you some excerpts of it here. That gave the trombone players fits, those 16th note triplets. But when we got it, it was awesome. We actually played that live on our tour. And then in Puro y Temba, I did a full-blown unison mambo.
Empuja lo que este carbón. Y ahora viene el temba, bailando reggaetón. ¿Cómo se llama esto? ¡Mamborama! Check it out, baby, check it out.
Yo sí tengo
A mí
sabor.
me dicen el diablo.
Demasiado sabor.
And the last time I was in Havana, I went to Casa de la Música in Miramar, and I heard one of the top groups play. And they played a song, a new song that they hadn't recorded yet, that had a mambo in it that was almost note for note like the one that I wrote in that song that you just heard. And I was dumbfounded. I looked at the band leader, and he saw me looking at him, and my mouth must have been open, and he just smiled and nodded his head. And so, in my own small way, I influenced some Cuban music. But this whole thing, the unison shout chorus, unison mambo, it's very cool, and you don't often hear it outside of this kind of highly dexterous jazz fusion music, which is not the most commercial stuff in the world. But it's still, you know, I'm a musician, so I'm partial to it. But when Stevie does it, he's the king of making everybody like what he does. And Sir Duke was just one of many #1 records that he had. So there it is. That's Stevie's arranging innovation. And now you know what a shout chorus is, and you know what a mambo is. So don't say I never gave you anything. That's the size of it. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll be back with more. Please subscribe. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.